The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
This is as cold as Scotland, I've just got to tell you now. All this London sunshine's nonsense.
Everyone happy? Ian,
yep.
Kick us off, please.
Okay. David, just when we got the transfer window closed, you learned something player.
Yeah.
Patrice Evra, tell us about him. Tell us how he's fitted in and what sort of shape he's in.
Well, I'd considered him during the month of January as well, because when I knew that Arthur would get sent off, I thought we were going to be short. But just because we were so busy looking at other players, I didn't do it in January. So when the window closed, it was a bit calmer and we could get it done. But I know Pat well. I know what he's capable of. I know his leadership qualities and what he'll bring to the dressing room, and also his level of professionalism. I think is as good as MD's, and he's seen and worked with the best. So hopefully that'll rub off and pass it on to the players.
Are you looking for a bit of leadership?
I think every club wants leadership. I think you can never get enough of it. I think we've got some good leaders here. I think Mark Noble does a really good job for us. James Collins, Reedy. I think we've got people who do good jobs. But I think the more you've got, the better.
What specifically then are you looking for from Patrice?
Well, we've needed him for the cover because Arthur's been with the suspension. We've got nobody else on the left-hand side. If we lost Darren Creswell, we'd be short a player. So we've got him here to play. We like all his other qualities, but we've got him here to play, and we'll hopefully get him ready as quick as we possibly can and see if he's ready to play.
How far away do you think he is from playing? I mean, is there a chance of him featuring this week?
Yeah, there's a chance, yeah. He's not far away. He's not far away in my eyes, because I think he's been training, and look, he played in November for Marseille, so he's no different from someone who's maybe had a longish injury, maybe a 10 or 12 week injury. So I think getting back playing sometimes as quick as you can is the best thing you can do.
A suggestion this week that you would be leaving at the end of the season, whatever happened. The club issued a statement. What have you got to say? Well,
I've said right from the start, I say there's no point in asking me about a contract or asking the club about a contract before the end of the season, because I'll not be discussing it, the club won't be, and from that point of view we'll wait till the end of the season. Everybody's in the same agreement, so I don't know where the story came from, but that's what I know.
Does it annoy you?
No, not at all, not at all.
Pedro Obiang, also he's out for the rest of the season, having had a knee operation in Barcelona.
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully it might not be the season, but he's had a repair to his medial ligament, and more than likely that'll probably keep him out for most of the season. Who knows, we might get him back just before the end, but probably not.
How is he? Have you been in touch with him?
No, he's still in Madrid at the moment after his operation.
What's the squad news for this weekend?
Look, we're getting people back, we're getting folk a bit closer to fitness, and Mickey Antonio's done a bit more training this week, so has Marko Arnautovic has done a bit of training this week. But hopefully we're getting much closer to having the players available. Winston Reid's had a bit of a throat infection. Apart from that, I think we're getting a little bit more like it.
Antonio and Arnautovic, are they
getting closer? Getting closer.
But not this week.
Getting closer.
Yeah. How much do you need a response from your players after what happened at Brighton last week?
Well, the players have responded really well since day one. So I think that we didn't play well at Brighton, we know that. But I've got to say that the response the players have given since we've come in has been great. Their attitude, their effort, their commitment in all the games has been really good. And we've had some big wins, so we need another big win against Watford.
Have you had to pick things up this week?
No, I've just had to correct things and get things right and back on track and what we want. and hopefully, in the main, we've been on a pretty good run. We want to try and keep it going.
What did you make of Watford's victory over Chelsea? Did that surprise you in any way?
Of course, because you don't expect the sides at the top to lose heavily. They can lose. We earlier in the season beat Chelsea a month or so ago as well. So I'd have to say that Watford done a really good job, played well against them, and caused Chelsea a lot of problems.
Do you see them as a slightly different team under a new manager? Has he changed much?
I think Watford were a decent team. If you look at them at the start of the season, you have to say that for the opening 3 months of the season, 4 months, they were right up there with everybody else, right with the top teams. I think they had a sort of middle spell there where they didn't do quite so well. But overall, I think they were seen as a good side right from the start of the season.
Is a new manager having an impact?
I'm sure the new manager will be having an impact. I know Javi from Malaga, and I'm sure he will. But I think sometimes, things can change, football clubs can change with the change. But Watford have had quite a few managers over the years, so they'll know if it works for their club, that's the best way for them to work.
And given that there are only 3 points between the two clubs at the moment, does that make this a key match for you?
I think all the games are key. I think the key thing's to try and get the wins on the board and keep moving away. A good win gets us into mid-table, gets us in a really solid position. If you lose, then you're back in amongst it. So that's how tight the Premier League is at the moment. But every club will be saying the same, all the managers are saying the same, so we've got to do the business and try and get those 3 points. Thank you.
David, Marko Arnautovic, has it been a frustrating time for him these last 3 matches that he's missed, given the form that he was in?
Yeah, it's been a miss for us because his form's been, I think, as good as any. Maybe not as good as goal scoring, but I think his overall performance for the team as a centre forward has been fantastic, and we've missed him. We really have. But we've also missed Lanzini, who I didn't talk about earlier actually. No, we've missed those 2 players. They've been really important to us.
And in terms of a win this weekend, would it provide you with a much needed breathing space in terms of getting these players back from injury that you're getting back into? Yeah, we're getting some back. I mean, we don't have an awful lot who are coming back in the short term, really. I think we're now saying the ones are long term. I think we're getting very close to having everybody back. They're not quite all ready yet to play. They're maybe not got game practice or some training work done. But we're getting very close. For example, Josie Fonte is sort of back, but needs maybe some practice matches, which we're trying to sort out. We've got a couple others who, Winston Reid's been out with an injury for a while and he's got a bit of a throat infection. So there's people some of them are close, but then there's the other ones like Pedro Obiang and 1 or 2 others, and Eddie Fernandez, who are actually going to be a good bit longer. In terms of that result for Watford against Chelsea, and in your experience, how do you view that? Because you saw Liverpool beat Manchester City, then at Swansea it was after a huge high, big low. Do you realise that's possible, or do you think that's a crest of a wave they'll be riding?
No, I think it's both. I think you gain confidence from it. I think after we'd beaten Chelsea, we'd gained confidence earlier in the season when we done the same. We went on a positive run of results, and it can give you a lift because it shows you the level you can play at. So you can look at it both ways. We've got to try and make sure that we do a really good job in Watford, and hopefully our form, which has been there. I think that might have been Watford's. I don't know if it was Watford's first win in about 8 or 9 games. I couldn't be sure, but certainly it was our first defeat in 7 or 8 games. So we've got to use our run to turn that into a positivity for us.
And it must also be important to maintain that good home form.
Yeah, we've been okay at home. We'd like to do better. We've had a couple of draws at home recently, which if we could have turned into wins. But in saying that, as long as we keep picking up points, that's the big thing, and not letting our rivals take points from us. And we've got to try and make sure we keep doing that. George.
David, hello.
How you doing?
In a good place at the moment, aren't you? You need 13 points from 12 games to stay up. Is that how you assess it? 40 the magic number?
Well, I think 40 is a magic number for everybody. Whether it'll be 40, I think it's been less over the years, but I've hardly not looked at the points what it might be. I've looked at the league and how tight it is and what we might need to do. But I think if there's been results recently which you didn't think would come up. You didn't know Swansea have gone and beaten two of the top teams in the last few weeks. there's been some big results. So it's changing around all the time. But we know that picking up points, every point for us at the moment will get us a point nearer to being up the league.
Troy Deeney swore at the crowd on Monday night. Jack Wilshere done it in 2013, he got a 2-game ban. Wayne Rooney done it at West Ham in 2011. Should he be playing? Is he lucky to be playing?
What, did he swear or was it a signal?
A signal.
Well, look, you would never know what the FA decisions the FA are going to make from one week to the other, so I wouldn't know.
That's the inconsistency though, that 2 players have been punished for it.
Well, you wouldn't know, would you? You wouldn't know.
Okay. There's a story in the Manchester Evening News yesterday about you and Patrice Everett, sounds ludicrous, falling out over a bacon roll. Does that ring any bells to you at Manchester Airport?
For Champions League.
Did I? No, can't even mind it. No, I can't remember it. No.
So you got on well with him and nothing?
Yeah, I've got on really well with Pat. Pat was I got on well with them all. You know, footballers, you get on well with them all. There's, you know, if they don't get on well with the manager, then it's difficult. So most of them in the main got on well. So Pat was a good boy.
Premier League TV deals close to being finalised. How important is it for West Ham and other Premier League clubs to get that same money that they got from the last one to bring the best players to the Premier League?
I've got no doubt they'll get more than the last deal, but I'm not an analyst of money or a financial. I don't know what you call it. What would it be? A financial what?
Expert.
Yeah. I'm certainly a financial expert. Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
Guru.
Yeah.
But I would expect it. The football's so big. I think everybody watches football worldwide. The Premier League is watched. Every country you go, every continent you go to, you should say, people know the players, they know the managers. So unless somebody's telling me something different, I can only see it getting bigger.
In terms of Scotland, are you surprised they haven't got a new manager yet? Walter Smith brought himself out of the job, Gordon Strachan left in October.
Yeah, well, I think it's been a while. I think October to now is a long time, probably not to go without a manager. But I think the SFA have had 1 or 2 changes, and you know, I'm sure we'll get the right manager. I've got no doubt. Walter Smith would have been a great choice for Scotland. So I think he'd have been it. Because of his experience, because of his knowledge, he's respected throughout by everybody in the country. So, but I'm sure we'll get a good manager, and we're preparing for 2022. I think we're preparing for now. Okay, right, so 2018 is not important at all.
Alex would be. Would you like to see Alex get it?
If Alex gets it, Alex would be. He's been there before and done it. So Alex is very experienced as well and knowledgeable. So, but. Yeah, we'll be winning it in 2022.
And if I could go back to West Ham, I remember when you took over, one of your first press conferences, you talked about the players, you wanted them to run the team themselves like you had at Everton. Is that slowly happening over time now?
Yeah, I think they're beginning to realise what we want, the standards we want, and they know. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of belief around the team, a lot of lads who are sensing, you know, that they're doing the right things, going the right way. I think some of them have performed really well. Undoubtedly, if you lose your best players, it makes it very difficult to get results. You could put that maybe about Chelsea not having Morata at the moment, how difficult it's making it for them. So no different for West Ham. If we lose Lanzini and Arnautovic and Obiang and Arthur, it'd be very difficult for us at the level we're at to play without sort of 4 players in the main who've contributed to a big part of our season. So, but the players are in a good place, and we think they've been doing well. They've been doing a really good job.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cameras off, please.
Boss, just on Patrice. If you mark my clarify, do you understand why he was offended?